welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be just a very quick recap of what would what has happened in the Daihatsu Yonex Japan Open last week. And as we can see in the semi-finals, we have a few very interesting sets of results. I think first and foremost, probably we can start with an upset win from the Yuta Watanabe and Arisa Higashino, who has actually defeated and ended the, I think, 30 over close to 40 winning streak of the monstrous pair from China, Zheng Siwei and Huang Yaqiu. It was a really closely fought encounter, and you can see how happy and how contented is Yuta Watanabe and Arisa Higashino, especially, who has actually cried during their previous loss to this Chinese pair. So this is indeed a very interesting match and sets of results. Other than that, for the mixed doubles category, we can see that all the top four spots, all the four semi-final spots, have been taken by the top four seeds, with the Chapel and subsidiary finally regaining back some of their lost form, having advanced to the semi-final, defeated the fourth seed and the Olympic gold medalist from China, and moving on to the finals to have a face-off with Yuta Watanabe and Arisa Higashino. For the men's singles, also very interesting. We see that a resurgence of a familiar face, Shiyuichi, just coming back from, I think this is just his second tournament for this year, after coming back from the suspension. And he has managed to make it all the way to the semi-finals before bowing out to Cho Tianchen, the fourth seed. In fact, I think, so fourth seed from Taiwan. Chinese Taipei managed to defeat Shiyuichi in the rubber games, and his opponent would be Kenta Nishimoto, who has also been on a blistering form, especially in this tournament, where he has actually ousted several heavyweights or favorites, such as, I think, Laksha Sen, among others. And yeah, this is really a good run for Kenta Nishimoto, although he has to play in three sets of a game for every match that he has won, and coming into the semi-final and again edging another top-seeded player, Anderson Thompson, who is also coming back to slowly regaining his old form. So really good and interesting updates on what is happening to Anderson Thompson and Nishimoto, of course. And for the women's doubles category, we see how the Koreans have actually dominated. Out of the four spots available, we have three South Korean women's doubles, and this is also considered an upset win for Baek Hana and Liu Lim over Chen Jingchen and Jia Yifan. Again, there's so much potential in the and strength and depth in the women's doubles category of South Korea, and definitely this justifies why they are actually the Uber Cup champion for this year. So finals would be a Korean clash between Baek Hana Liu Lim against another upset win contributed by Jung Na-eun and Kim Hae-jeong against their more senior counterparts, who are also the fourth seeds, as well as the runners-up in this year's World Championship. And we move on to the women's singles category. Just like the mixed doubles category, we have all the four seeds dominated by occupying all the four semi-final spots. We see an interesting clash, very close encounters. We see Akane Yamaguchi at her level best, still keeping up with her best form that she has inherited since being crowned the world champion again this year. And this time she has closely edged out the Olympic gold medalist Chen Yufei in a very interesting match. And waiting for her in the final will be An Se-young, who has also demonstrated why she was the most improved player last year, and she is in fact still improving with age on her side. And you can see that she has actually triumphed over Carolina Marin, the Olympic gold and the world champion, and also Tai Zhu, another strong win for An Se-young, who will be clashing with Akane Yamaguchi in the finals. For the men's doubles, we have again a strong showing from the South Korean players, just that both of their pairs have been stopped by their opponents in the semi-finals. In the case of the veterans, Kim Gi-jung and Kim Sa-rang, they went down fighting to Kim Astrup and Anders Gerhard Rasmussen from Denmark, who has had a good run in this tournament. And they will be up against another up-and-coming, very promising young talent from China, Liang Weikeng and Wang Chang, who is only playing in their 5th tournament together, and they have already reached like 1 final and 2 finals, in fact, including the Japan Open. So very, very interesting. In fact, Liang Weikeng and Wang Chang has actually defeated the strong Indonesian men's doubles, Fajar Alfian and Ardianto, on their way to semi-final. And in the finals, we see the women's doubles being taken by Jung La-eun and Kim Hae-jung, who has been sort of a specialist in defeating their counterparts, again in a very exhausting and match full with interesting and long rallies. A very, very interesting match to watch indeed, if you are a non-South Korean fan, of course. For the mixed doubles, we see the former world champion, the former world champion, defeating the Japanese, talented Japanese pair in another very, very close match, and which went all the way to the rubber games. Then we see Liang Weikeng, Wang Chang, as I mentioned, only in their 5th tournament together, and has already won a major tournament, the Super 750, by defeating the veterans from Denmark in another rubber set games. Kenta Nishimoto, after 7 finals, he has finally made it. He has finally landed his maiden title by defeating Chou Tianchen in a very, very interesting match with super retrieving skills and never say die attitude to go for each shot. That is indeed the spirit of Nishimoto, and kudos to Chou Tianchen as well for keeping up with his consistent run. I think he has been on a really good run this year so far. Really wish to see more of him, despite probably at the age of 32 you might not expect too much from him. But once again, congratulations to Kenta Nishimoto. Same age, same generation with Kento Momota, and finally he has won a title. Akane Yamaguchi, you might be thinking that after 4 very closely fought matches for the women's singles it will be the same, but it is actually not. Akane Yamaguchi was simply too good for An Se-young in a very one-sided match, I would say. So, but yeah, Akane Yamaguchi really in good shape right now. World champion, Japan Open champion in a span of 2 weeks. That is really too good. And so, as a summary, we have the 8 of the final spots being taken by the East Asian team countries, and we only have 1 representative from Southeast Asia, which is rather surprising. But anyway, that is all of my coverage for the Japan Open results. Thank you, and see you in the next video.